Congressman Newhouse, thank you for your leadership on this issue, and thank you for what you've done over a long period of time to help this all-important issue. Let me just echo what has already been said. And I'm a real estate developer. I have felt the effects of the bureaucratic overreach of the Endangered Species Act. I've seen where a hill splitter snail can slow up projects for as many as 4 to 5 years. And I've been watching from a distance now, and now finally we've decided to take action. I rise in support of the long overdue efforts to modernize the Endangered Species Act, and specifically my bill that would help continue protections for species while, more importantly, protecting the rights of individual property owners. My bill, the Property Rights Protection Act, would do just that. Everyone agrees that it's important to protect these species that are threatened or endangered, but far too often it comes at the expense of the constitutional right of landowners. This vital piece of legislation would ensure that we achieve both goals. We protect species, but we also protect our rights as property owners. If the federal government deems land to be critical habitat because a species is endangered, then they ought to compensate the landowners, plain and simple. I believe that there needs to be a more equitable way to treat property owners who far too often find themselves in this type of situation. This legislation will be an excellent step in that direction. And many landowners cannot afford the litigation costs that so many of these groups put before the landowners to get the rights that they deserve. I really hope that all of my colleagues can come together to support this important piece of legislation to protect our rights and species, and more importantly, come together to update an antiquated law that is the Endangered Species Act that has been far too long to be modified. I yield back.